Welcome to According to Lilo, guys. My name is Dean.
And my name is Tyler.
And we are back once again with a champ review. We got Olaf and Kog'Maw today. I'm actually not sure how that's going to
go. We'll see. Kog'Maw's had quite the changes, so...
Olaf just got a bunch of those. Well, it was probably a few months ago, right? His mid-scope or whatever.
Yep.
So, okay.
Yep, but it's not crazy because we've talked about it somewhat recently, so we'll kind of rip through it a little bit, I think. But that's okay.
Yeah, luckily we got some listener things to go over here, so...
Yes.
So going over here to Spotify on episode 124, we had asked, what was your favorite / best preseason in your opinion? Robert Michael Miller Jr. said, Season 3 preseason. Black Cleaver, Pantheon mid, stacked armor pen per hit. Also stacked fully off of E-Cast, so the champ was busted with it. Good times. We weren't playing then, but it was just
before our time.
I do remember hearing that. I think I just used to play old Pantheon like that too. I remember the E being able to shred the armor.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I mean, that champion was pretty nuts until time caught up with him. And then he had that little downtime, and then it kind of brought him back to being nuts. He's not as nuts as he was when he was first re-released, but I think he's still viable. He still holds a place in the game. They leaned into the assassin part of his old builds, which I think a lot of people were happy about.
I just want to say shout out to our friend Bruce, because that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Pantheon.
I know.
This motherfucker played League for 1 year, and if he didn't get Pantheon, he would just dodge every game. But
he's I have to play Pantheon.
Had to play Pantheon. So, anyways, yeah.
I love it.
Robert, thank you very much.
Yes, and then our boy Thoticus also left a nice little comment. Thoticus said, I came into League towards the tail end of the first Spirit Blossom event with no game knowledge. Just want to pause right there. That first Spirit Blossom event was perfect.
It was great.
With no game knowledge and research, so the items being recommended to you was a game changer as a new player like that. Yeah, I agree. I thought that was one of the first things, because so many times, I remember when we first started playing, I had a little tiny mini notebook that my brother used to have for, I think it was a coding notebook or something like that, and I would just write okay, what skills do I need to level? First, what kind of items should I be buying? And I'd have notes per champion.
No, yeah. I mean, nowadays it's especially
so much easier.
First of all, they do the recommended in game, and then you have Blitz. Now Riot implemented their own similar thing to give you runes and stuff. It was hard back in the day, dude. I mean, side note, when I first started playing, I thought you had to level up every ability evenly. So I would be oh, okay, Q at 1, W at 2,
right.
E at 3. Okay, cool. Q at 4, W at 5, and then I get my ult. I was...
Dude, just speaking about weird things we did when we first started playing, I first thought... when it's yeah, you gotta get to level 18. I'm cool, so when does my account get to level 18? And then I didn't realize that every game you started back at level 1. I'm bro, I just finished the last game. I was level 16. Why am I level 1 again? I was so tilted off that, dude.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. But thanks, Thoticus. Appreciate that. So moving on over to YouTube.
Oh. Just be happy you didn't have to deal with that stuff, Thought.
Moving over here to YouTube. Same episode. Our boy Purple.
Skirple.
He said Ardent Sensor meta. Worst meta during Worlds, it was legit which support could build Ardent Sensor first would win every game.
Ardent Sensor and Kog'Maw. Would you look at that?
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Kog'Maw Tristana, and that was the year that Cloud died with the furthest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 2018, I think.
Weird. Very weird.
So thank you, Purple. Moving on to yesterday's episode, or excuse me, Wednesday's episode, the patch rundown.
Yeah.
Nick wrote in and said, you guys are great. Been listening to you guys for a few months now. I like your guys' approach to these videos. Keep it up. Appreciate it. I like hearing stuff like that. It makes me more motivated, and I'm assuming it makes you more motivated to do this.
For sure.
We have a lot of fun, and I'm glad that some other people are enjoying it too. So And then
I appreciate the appreciation.
And then finally, our boy Bjorn Leifer. I'm
Dagger.
Yeah, I'm guttering
Bjorn.
that.
Bjorn. We're not going to get it right, so you're
Say
just
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Just Bjorn. Yep.
He's
he
often
said,
Bjorny.
He said, they said, I worry that lumping a lot of buffs to ADC and nerfs to tank items / fighters into a single patch stands to dramatically shift the balance of the game. With that said, I don't think League has ever had a meta where ADCs ran away with the game, but very frequently have tanks and fighters. So if you're going to overbuff a class, I think it's safe to put it on the historically lowest impact role. I can agree with that. I'm trying to think if there were ADCs that were super dominant. I
can't recall.
I just remember Caitlyn, when Caitlyn's passive worked with Runans, I know that was fucking disgusting. That was really OP.
Right.
I'm trying to...
It's like the only one I could think of that was like really OP though.
I mean, last year Jinx was pretty poppin'.
Yeah, but she wasn't like super...
It didn't take
like
over.
that.
Like LCS started today. We're recording this on Thursday. Champions like Cassante, I know Jax is being played a lot. Like, those are champions that are going to take over, and it's always going to be about them.
Right.
But they aren't on this patch yet, or this hotfix yet. So we'll find out next week.
And there's never been like an ADC where it's like, oh yeah, you pick that and you just automatically win. Like sometimes with top laners
except for
mid
Zeri.
laners.
Maybe Zeri. I think
Yeah.
if you pick Zeri, you automatically win.
That's true. But like that was a very weird meta where like the rest of the ADCs didn't matter though. Like she was the only one that mattered, and that's because her build was fucking whack. Building fucking Titanic Hydra. Like, okay, that doesn't
Triforce,
even... Yeah. That doesn't actually even make sense. So like, what are we doing here?
What do we do about it?
Exactly, what do we do about it? Anyways.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then one last thing, guys. You know, I like to do this at the beginning of the episode. I like to promote off the YouTube. We have a new gameplay coming out. This is a new one. No one has seen this yet. It'll be out probably tomorrow or Saturday. But we're just
look at that.
Demonstrating.
Look at that right there. That little green guy.
Wait, look at this.
Oh, the arrow from downtown. That was from your boy.
I know.
That was your boy.
Hold on, and then purple is Zach right here, and he just sits on this motherfucker's face. Boom!
He got 69 gold, by the way. He sat on his face and got 69 gold. Just throw that out there.
This video is all about how OP Radiant Virtue is. It's a very OP item. The other thing I wanted to ask
Radiant Dawn or Radiant Virtue? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, one's Leona.
I'm never going to get it right.
I wanted to ask you guys, obviously it feels bad when we lose games. Do you want to see games? Like, I want to upload videos or gameplay that are good. Obviously, a few of these that I've uploaded are stomps. And I'm sure people will get bored doing that because or maybe you just want to pay attention to like the banter we have and we're having a good time. But let us know if you want us to see like losing videos, or like if we get shit stomped and then we just kind of fuck around and have some fun. I want to know.
Yeah, we gotta actually fuck around and have some fun in those shit stomp videos or those games though, because like the struggle it's tilting as fuck. And so like I think it was Jazzy who was talking about
tryhards.
No, well that too, but that one podcast he was listening to about framing the game and whatnot, and definitely something we need to work on a little bit is how we're framing some of these games in our own minds and whatnot. So if you guys want to see those and we get good ones that aren't just us being butthurt, let us know. we'll work on recording those.
Go over to the YouTube, sub to the YouTube according to Low Elo, and also go to the Twitch. The Twitch is probably where a lot of the gameplays are going to come from. So if you ever want to see them live, according to Low Elo Pod on Twitch. All right, now that that's all out of the way, we're moving on today. Olaf and Kog'Maw. I wanted to see how far along are we on this list. We're not even halfway, I don't think.
Dude, we're not far at all.
But see, I'm worried. I think once we start getting to... Trying to look at a champion that has not been changed.
Zyra, who hasn't got a change in forever. Oh, she got the... No, yeah, she hasn't changed in at least 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Like when we get to Yasuo or Jinx, and we'll tackle that when we get there.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
We got a
Olaf.
long way to get there. So
We
yeah,
got a long way to go. Right.
it's your boy Choloff, the Cholo. Um, Interesting champion. He just did get recent changes, and we did do a video on that. So we're not gonna be probably as in depth on his new kit, just because we did that.
Everyone, yeah, you know, he gets attack speed when he's lower. He gets lifesteal when he's lower.
Right.
His ulti is you just run away from him and it stops.
And you know how I feel about the name of his W.
Oh, what is it called again? Oh my
Tough
god.
it out.
Tough it out.
Like the worst fucking like. Here's a game that's all fantasy, and you have like Berserker Rage. Cool, like that's plain, but like it kind of fits the fantasy aspect. And then you have Undertow, which okay, but still kind of like not a direct name. Like if you want to be a direct name, just call it Axe Throw, right? We're not calling it that. And then you have Reckless Swing, which that's straightforward, but it's not like there's like at least some fantasy about it. And Ragnarok, and then you have Tough It Out. Like, excuse me? That's not even a fucking noun. That's a verb, my friend. Like, Reckless Swing is a thing. Undertow is a thing. Berserker's Rage is a thing. Ragnarok is a thing. And Tough It Out's just an action. Like, that's fucking... And there's a reason it doesn't fit. And I don't know if it's just because it's a verb, but it's awkward is what it is. And
What
I hate the fucking name.
what did it used to be called?
It used to be called Vicious Strikes.
Was it Vicious? Okay, you're
Well,
right.
that's the skill that it replaced. It may have had a different name during PvE that they changed. I don't remember what that was. Refer to the Olaf change
Yeah,
video because I think it's
I
in there.
I think we presented better ideas for names
I think we
too.
did. I think we
definitely
did.
did. All right, but let's. I haven't looked at this. Past versions.
Yeah, it's the W.
It's
It's just the W.
well, guys, that was Olaf.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, how do you feel about this champion? I mean, a few years ago, what when did he get the mid scope? It was the summer.
I think it was the summer. I could tell you.
I just remember he was like the premier jungler, and like especially in pro play, this guy was just everywhere. And you always think of Blabber playing this champion. I mean, just the few comments which we've probably already said. The mid scope definitely helped him out. I feel like it gives him a better play style. I love the like as long as you're in combat, your ultimate is extended. I think that fits his like lore because he's wanting to die, right? He wants to fight to his death.
Valhalla, right?
Yeah. He wants to die in battle and get that glorious death.
So he got his change, just to answer your question, I believe was May 12th of last year, of 2022.
God damn, that was a long time ago. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like he hasn't been changed since then. So he's been...
No, he's just had little touches here and there. Like the last patch he was on was 12.13. So
Okay.
it's actually been quite a while since they've done anything to him. And he hasn't really been relevant since then. Which was crazy because, well, I guess it was a bunch of nerfs at that point. So he was pretty OP after that. Like, he was in pretty much every game, and it already feels bad if like you're playing a CC team and there's an Olaf. You're like, fuck. Like, there's one thing I can't stop, and he's faster than me, and he's gonna stick on me like glue. Like, he's scary like that, right? So they definitely, like, when he could really stick on you and just pummel you, and it kind of didn't matter. They're like, okay, we have to actually make some sort of changes to this guy because it's actually not fair, and it is kind of frustrating to play against. It's not the most frustrating thing to play against because, like, it's a fair ability, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
you get out of CC, and it doesn't last that long.
yeah. It just the way to counter Olaf is either dodge his Q and then just walk away from him, or just get a stopwatch 2.5 seconds.
Like, right.
His ulti runs out.
It's kind of like Mundo. Like, if you can just dodge the Q, like his slow ability, then he'll catch you if he's got ghosts and everything. But like, at least give yourself an opportunity if you can sidestep the Qs. But if you can't, then you're just kind of fucked. So
I guess we can just move on to the all important question. and I already think I know what you're gonna say.
Well, he's got one of the best skins in the game. That's it.
Broloff. That's
Right
it.
there. It's
That's
like
it.
the best expensive, the like coolest skin in the game, probably one of the best. The only skin, and I will say this every time, is I want to see Olaf as a Cholo because I like calling him Choloff, and that's the only thing I need from Riot. Um, Pentakill Olaf is obviously cool. Don't really care about Sentinel or Dragon Slayer.
I like Butcher just because he throws a fucking like T-bone steak and like
Oh, that's a good one. Yes, right. I forgot about that.
I like that one.
I didn't care about Pentakill Lost Chapter Olaf. He kind of looks like a Sugar Rush character.
Sentinel. Oh my god, Sentinel just felt so random for him.
Right. And are his arms tattooed black? Is that what? No, or is that
It's
just like a leather
a
suit?
suit, yeah.
A leather get-up onesie? Um, Glacial's cool too. I don't have a problem with Glacial, but like for the most part, the rest of his skins are kind of booty. So Butcher, but obviously Broloff and him carrying the Graggy Ice dude. I mean, actually, I didn't even notice. There's actually a bra in the background of this, and that's not usual for Riot to do something like that.
Yeah,
Throw a
right.
bra in the background, like
I mean, when did this skin
surprise.
come out?
Sure, but I mean, they removed Graves' cigar, give it back. But if a cigar was a problem, I would think that a bra could most certainly be a big issue.
I feel like Riot should sell Graggy Ice.
I agree with you.
I want to try it. I want to know what it is.
Right, and I want to try whatever Gragas has in his cask too, whatever purple that is. It's not wine, and so I don't know what it is.
Well, whatever it is, it gets you fucked up, man.
It makes you angry, right?
Right.
One of the things I really do like about I never even seen that he has chromas for this skin. What?
For Broloff?
These are actually sick. Like the obsidian one. That's actually sick as fuck.
He's got like a referee shirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got a referee jersey. That's awesome, dude. I didn't even know that, dude. That makes this even better. I was gonna say that the one thing I do like about Olaf, and I think I talked about this in the video that we did on him too, is that he feels every bit like a barbarian. And if you've ever played D&D or Pathfinder, excuse me, and you've played a barbarian, one of the key things about them is that a lot of times they'll go into rage where they can hurt themselves but do more damage, and a lot of times like they want to get hit so they can do more damage, and that's like the key aspect, and that is very much Olaf, right? Like the lower health he is, the more damage he does, and it just obviously fits being a Viking, or obviously not in the lore he's not a Viking, but what we recognize as a Viking or a Norse person of Norse mythology, basically like a Thor with his thunder and whatnot. And with the way that God of War has been extremely relevant, it fits right now, and so it feels good, I should say.
Interesting.
It feels good.
I mean, this makes sense now reading this because of last year's wonderful season cinematic, like one we didn't get this year.
Yeah.
That video has like Sejuani and it has Olaf, and I guess that's like updated in his lore now because it says now a brutal enforcer for Winter's Claw. Winter's Claw is Sejuani's like tribe.
Okay.
Huh.
That's
okay.
cool.
Okay, good to know. Cool.
Right. That is actually awesome. I like that they updated that little blurb there.
I like just okay. Positive.
Oh, dude, wait, did you ever read Pentakill Lost Chapters? All Hail Olaf, the Blast Beat Barbarian, and Chosen of Stentorus?
As wild as a tempest, as brutal as an earthquake, he laughs in the faces of his enemies, his pounding drum beats shaking the very foundation of the world.
Is that any different? What is the original? Okay, the original one, just regular Pentakill, says good drummers have rhythm, huge body counts, and are accursed Vikings with an insatiable desire to kill. Pentakill's Olaf is a very, very good drummer. That's cool. That's good. That's a very classic style, too, because that had come out, man, 2012?
And then the album I don't think came out until 2014.
Yeah, the album took forever to come out.
That's sick.
Such a good album. Can we just segue and talk about Lightbringer real fast? No, just kidding. Yeah, the one weird thing too is like his old splash arts, just like everyone else's, were pretty fucking booty. Like his very first one's kind of funny looking because he looks so small with these giant tree trunk legs, and then His Forsaken one is fine. It just looks unfinished because it's old. And then his Glacial one was terrible. The reworked one was actually the Chinese Glacial one, which looked way better. Like, he actually looks like the Thor he's supposed to be modeled after. And then the first Pentakill, he just reminds me of Ted Nugent, even though Ted Nugent plays guitar, not drums. Does that not remind you of Ted Nugent?
Yeah, it looks like him, the cowboy hat and the beard and everything.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, that's Olaf, guys. Let's get on to this little space bug.
Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna start off by saying he has the worst passive in the game. I hate this passive so much. It's so boring.
It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. I feel like it doesn't do shit for damage. I don't know. It does true damage, sure, but like start at 125 level 1 and then 550 at level 18. Like
for a champion that really doesn't want to die, why does he have a self-destruct? Like, if this champion dies at the beginning of your team fight is fucked. His damage isn't doing anything to save that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't. Yeah, I feel
it offers
like
nothing. This is worse than Nasus.
Right, and Nasus, like, it aids him in battle, or like
sure. It does something for him.
Like you said, yeah. Kog'Maw should be surviving until the end of the fight. Like, I feel like if he dies early, especially if you have like a Juggernaut, like if you have a Lulu, if you have a Karma mid, everything is the Kog'Maw. I feel like they could do something kind of like something that's obviously okay. This ability scales to level 18, but come on, give me something that's gonna aid him. Like, maybe what if they? Because I know his Q passive gives him attack speed. What if they like got rid of that and put that on his passive as it ramps up over the game?
Something.
I'm trying to just anything that's gonna help him benefit while being in combat. I don't know.
This is worse than an episode of Family Guy. Pretty bad though. Like, let him do something while he's undead or something. I don't know. It's not a very big surprise for an Acathian surprise. You're like, okay, well, this dumb thing's running around. And, like, he's not going to get to the back line, right? He's only going to hit the front line. So, I don't really get it, but I don't know. I guess what are you going to do? They're not going to change it anytime soon because he can be very OP as a hyperscale, hyper carry. So, who knows?
Let's get into it, though.
Yeah.
This is interesting. I think this is the first time I've seen this on past versions where it says 2016 preseason.
Yeah, that is very weird. Very weird.
But let's look at his first iteration. Assuming it's going to be very similar. Acathian Surprise. Yep, same thing. Gets bonus move speed.
I don't think the wording changes until the updated one, where they just change the wording to make more sense. But
zombie state,
it's the same. It literally doesn't change. The passive's the same at all. All iterations of Kog'Maw, the passive is the same.
All right. So then let's go down to this Q, which I think is it's a little different here. It looks like. Okay. So passively, Kog'Maw permanently has bonus attack speed, which I think is the current one. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And then active launches a corrosive projectile in the target direction, dealing magic damage for the first enemy it hits, as well as reducing their armor and magic resist for 4 seconds. So it's 10 to 30% attack speed, 80 to 280 with a 50% AP ratio, and then the resistance shred is 12 to 28%. I feel like that's slept on a little bit. 20%. Because you max the second over the W. 28% is pretty good. And of course, Kog'Maw does a lot of fucking mixed damage.
He's one of the few champions that like, are you going AP or AD, and you're still just as relevant because of his ratios and his scaling and whatnot. Very viable.
So let's look at his 2016 preseason update, which I think I know what this one was. So they got rid of the passive. Active, Kog'Maw launches a corrosive projectile, same thing, dealing magic damage, shredding the armor. And then the current Q is basically revert, except the resistance shred is a little more.
Right.
So yeah, you take us through the W, because the W was the biggest change between these first few iterations.
Right. So, BioArcane Barrage keeps the name. Um, the very original version of Kog'Maw, the BioArcane Barrage, had a 17-second cooldown, which is fucking huge. That's a lot.
Massive.
It really is. But for 8 seconds, Kog'Maw's basic attacks gain bonus range and deal bonus magic damage, capped at 100 against minions and monsters. They didn't want him in the jungle. His bonus magic damage was 2 to 6% plus 1% per 100 AP of target's max health. So that was like the birth of like Nashor's Tooth, Kog'Maw. Now, in the 2016 preseason update,
This was
they
a fucking
they
shit
plucked
show.
they plucked that passive from Caustic Spittle and put it onto by Arcane Barrage. This later goes back. So this is where Kog'Maw gets his permanent bonus attack speed, and he got more. The Q, when it was on the Q, I think it was 10 to 30%. When they moved it to the W, it's 15 to 35%. So a lot more for sure. Cooldown scaled from 13 to 7.
Wow, that was insane too. So, because the other thing to note is the cooldown starts. So this ability is up for 8 seconds,
Right.
And that cooldown starts. So
It starts once you activate it.
So
Not when
this
it ends.
iteration was up perma. You can have this
Yes.
up permanently if you had mana.
Yes.
Okay. Carry on.
So, active. For the next 8 seconds, Kog'Maw's basic attacks gain increased range and deals bonus magic damage on hit, capped at 100 against minions and monsters. Kog'Maw also gains 100% bonus attack speed, and his attack speed cap is doubled to 5.
This was so
per
fucking insane.
Basic attacks only deal 55% AD to non-minions. So, bonus magic damage was 2% plus 0.75% per 100 AP of target's max health. But you could pretty much have it up, and you became a turret. That was the birth of Siege Maw, as I always put it, because it always reminded me of the siege tanks in StarCraft.
So what's also to note is okay, the range, let's see, hold on. 130 to 210, and then is this the same thing? 90 to 210. Okay. So like, man, if anybody remembered this got cut out very quickly because this was so fucking OP. And this was back in the day. This is when Rageblade gave the it gave
penetration,
AD,
right?
It gave AD and magic damage or AP, and it did I believe it did the magic pen, and once you fully stacked it, it was applied on hit effects every 2 times
Twice.
or whatever.
Right. You had to stack Rageblade to get faster attack speed. Similar to if you play TFT, Rageblade is sort of similar to that iteration of it. But now it's so different. I always forget about it, you know. But yeah, you would stack that with this. It'd just be a turret. You're firing so fast you actually can't move anyways. At 5 attacks per second. That's fucking nuts. And dealing percent max health damage with all this just fucking attack speed. And on top of that, if you built AP, you're doing a fuck ton of damage with that. It's all on hit damage with Bork, obviously. Nashor's Tooth. I mean, fucking ridiculous. Let me put it that way.
It was just broken because
Yes.
you would first buy Rageblade and you basically insta stack it just because his attack speed. I'd have to look at what his base attack speed was, but like at level 1, you'd have like 1.3 attack speed or something like that probably. And yeah, you just outduel.
So yeah, which sucked because like the champions that wanted to duel him, like your Veins and stuff like that are great duelists, couldn't even stand up because he just attacks so fucking fast. And you're like, well, there should be champions that can just kick his little ass, and there weren't because they couldn't get in range. Or if they could, they were not champions he'd encounter in the bot lane that he'd have to really deal with. So he had a lot of free low, really.
Yeah,
it's gross.
Like I said, this got reverted very quickly. And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's literally everything we're telling you guys is a fucking revert.
Yes,
because everything went back to what it was.
Yep. His current BioArcane Barrage is a 17-second cooldown. They put the passive back to the Q. He does still gain bonus attack range. It's the same rate. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was wild too. Sorry, I forgot even to mention that. So not only did they give his fucking W double his attack speed, but they passively gave it the attack speed.
Yep.
So this they were fucking smoking something good, bro.
They were goofing, man. They were goofing real hard, but they reverted this skill basically back to the original. It's a bonus attack damage, bonus range. It's all magic damage on hit. 3.5 to 6.5% targets max health, plus 1% per 100 AP on that. So disgusting. It's not as disgusting as it used to be, and it actually takes a skilled player to play him well, I think now. So
I mean, obviously, you could still build. Kog'Maw is just one of those champions. I guess I'd probably go shield bow on him just for the fucking health passive and the shield. But like realistically, you could go like rage, or you could go shield bow or whatever mythic rage blade to get even more on hit. Maybe a hurricane, and then you could build tank. Like you've seen games where people go like Randuin's on him, or like because he pumps out so much fucking damage. Like at max rank, 210 base, and then 6.5 per auto attack. You're just. I mean, if you're a tank, you're kind of donezo. Like that's just shredding the fuck out of that dude.
Right.
And then if you have tank stats, you just don't die.
He makes really good use of Wit's End, like a lot of other ADCs do too. Even if, excuse me, even after they nerfed it, because it's like here's a tanky stat with an on hit stat. It's not super tanky stat, but the small tanky stat with attack speed and on hit. It's like that's what Kog'Maw wants. Pair that with his Rage Blade, where you're gonna get the double hit every. Is it 2 attacks? I think you get the double hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you really wanted to pump a lot of damage, you go Kraken Slayer instead. But you can go Kraken Slayer or Shield Bow. Either one is pretty interchangeable. I guess it just depends on the team comp you're playing against. If they're tankier, you probably go Kraken Slayer. If they're not quite as tanky, you go Shield Bow. And then he's obviously a Bork user, so he's getting that on hit as well. Like it's just disgusting still. But he's a lot easier to jump on and just murder, I guess. I don't know the best way to put it, but it's really easy just to jump on him, just murder him. More so now than in the past. But he still has a viable AP build. Like it's still a thing that you could do. I mean, right now I probably wouldn't play it with the relevance of Kassadin and Ryze in the mid lane. It's a struggle, but when you see like Azirs and stuff like that, and you need to kind of outrange somebody, the Corkis and the Kog'Maws make their way back as AP champions in the mid lane.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna just encompass his E and his R together because
Go for
they're
it.
basically the same. There's nothing different, and they have they have really good AP ratios.
They do.
No, yeah, you could. I was thinking, I was like, now that Rod of Ages is good, Rod of Ages is back. You could slap Rod of Ages on this dude. You could slap Seraph's Embrace on this dude, so you get even more AP, and then. I guess you could probably build. Oh, they buffed Demonic for range too on this current patch, so it's a little more. So yeah, I mean, the E is the slow. It does 75 to 225. I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's the same thing. Yeah, okay, it's pretty much the same.
Void.
Yeah,
it's pretty much always been the same. They really didn't change it.
But 70% AP ratio, great. But yeah, the big one is the ulti. And I think this one did get changed because it used to do, or now it does executing damage. It does more damage to low health. Yeah, it does 100% if the target is below 40% max health. So,
well, in the second iteration, it was kind of broken.
Oh, let's see.
Enemies below 50% got triple damage against enemies below 25%. So it's doubled against 50 and tripled against below 25%. Like,
oh, that's fucking stupid.
Right. It was fucking dumb as fuck. But it does have a high cost. I mean, it has something
Stacks
to
up.
play with. Right.
It's like your Kassadin, the
Right.
more you use it. But I mean, again, if you're using Rod of Ages, if you're going Seraphs, you're gonna have about 3,000-4,000 mana. You just spit, and the range is insane. Up at level 3, it's 1,800 units. Massive. And the best part, I love it that it gives True Sight.
True Sight.
Is it good?
Yep.
So if you're sniping, you're gonna hit good.
Is it? It's not True Sight. It's just Sight. Okay.
Okay, fair
But
enough.
it does say Revealing. Oh, okay. Standard Sight reveals units through Fog of War and Brush. Not Stealth. Does not bypass near sight effect. Okay. So it's not True Sight. It's just Revealing. But that's okay. Point still stands. That's still really good. Drop it in a bush. catch the little loser who's trying to run away from you or sets try to set something up against you. Excuse me.
So yeah, I mean, I probably still personally just probably go like the AD on hit build. If I don't think I would play this champion unless I had like a Janna or a Lulu. I feel like
Yeah,
this is so much better than probably Lulu. Obviously, that's like the standard.
and you still need like a supportive mid or a Shen. Like,
Yeah, there you go. Something that's just keep this dude alive, and he's gonna spit all over you. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You know what Kog'Maw does.
Yep.
We know we're here for the best part skins.
Yeah, we are. I don't even know, man.
I really like Lion Dance.
Lion Dance is cool, I guess. I mean, I don't hate on it.
I think Pugmaw
I was gonna say I think Pugmaw's pretty good. Monarch is pretty good though.
classic.
I'm also a giant fan of Deep Sea, just being the anglerfish. He's got eras of skins. You know what I mean? Like he's got his old era with Caterpillar and Sonoran and Monarch's clearly the best. Oh, even Reindeer. I forgot he had Reindeer. That one's kind of gross looking.
Yo, Caterpillar and Sonoran are just chromas.
They are. I like Sonoran's splash art though. I like it better than his regular splash art actually. It just even though it's older, it's just more interesting to me. Deep Sea, I love the anglerfish, but I also love Jurassic. I love that skin line just because it's just fun. Like Cho'Gath, it has Jurassic Cho'Gath with the bolts sticking out of him or whatever. Like you can see him being held together. That one's cool to me. Let's see. That's part of the day job skin lines. Okay. But Pugmaw is probably the one everyone knows because he just barks. As he activates his W, he's just barking at you. I'm like,
wait a minute. Bro, Beemaw.
Beemaw.
Beemaw's good.
I don't even know what Zapmaw is. I don't remember when that came out, but
it was like a Pokemon trainer.
Pokemon.
It just came out.
Oh, it's right. It's a trainer one. Okay. I don't think I ever seen. Well, I don't really ever see Kog'Maw, so I guess
it's kind of cool.
Thing.
I think it's kind of cool.
No, I don't hate on it. Like I said, I just didn't really know what it was. Beemaw's pretty good. The bee skins were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
In general, so like it's hard to hate on those, but I think I have to go with Pugmaw as my number one.
Yeah, I'd say either Pugmaw or Beemaw for sure.
But I really like I said, I really like Jurassic. It's just a unique one. Unique list of skins. But apparently that's in the same universe as Officer Caitlin, Constable Trundle, Captain Volibear, Officer Vi, Secret Agent Fortune, and Zin, Safecracker Evelyn, Pickpocket Twitch. And,
wait, I'm sorry, which one?
It's part of the day job skin line, I guess.
Which skin? Pugmaw?
No, sorry, Jurassic. It's
Very
like
weird.
It's weird because it's like not in this universe. Like it doesn't show particularly, but it's apparently part of these. It must show up in a story.
Probably.
But yeah, that's all there is on these two guys. There's really not a whole lot. Hopefully you enjoy the thumbnails. Those were actually pretty fun to make. I got a lot more fun and joy out of making those ones than some of the other ones. So tell me how you feel about Broloff and what your favorite chroma is, because it's obviously going to be your favorite Olaf skin. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want from either of these two champions? You got the comment section down here somewhere.
Yeah, guys, as always, wherever you're listening to right now, like, review, share, subscribe.
Please share. Really, please share. That's like the biggest thing you could do is to share it with your friends and whatnot. We're number 16 on a top 25 list. Let's go. I'd like to be in the top 10 on that list. So we can only do that if you guys help us out. That's the only way that happens. If you like the content, thank you for telling us. Please tell us, because it helps us know what kind of content we should bring you. And then if you do like it, like, share with 2 friends and ask those 2 friends to share with 2 friends. And then those
make sure you're coming to join the Discord too. That's important too.
Dude, we have a hell of fun in the Discord. Like, we have a lot of fun games playing with viewers too. I mean, I think we have a lot of fun playing with Jazzy. We definitely have a lot of fun playing with Purple. whenever Aslor's around and he pops in, it's great times. Azap, I know, has been a Wild Rift convert for the most part, but still a great guy. We've had a lot of fun playing with you guys, and we want to continue doing so.
Yeah.
So please, yeah, the Discord's a great spot. Great spot.
Just wherever you see that link tree, everything you need is right in there. So
yes.
Stay tuned for more content. Like I said, I got that new gameplay coming out in the next few days, so make sure to peek that. Other than that, guys, we will be back next week, so enjoy your weekend.
Yes, guys, and we'll probably have another champion review coming after that. I don't remember what champions are next. I'll figure that out. Oh, Xin Zhao and Vladimir are the next on the review, so that's what you got to look forward to.
Ooh, okay, cool. All right, later, guys.
Lady, y'all.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Click right here to see the previous episode of the According to Low Elo podcast. Click right here to see the most recent gameplay video. Thanks again.